Life's troubles arise when we let our untamed animalistic dominance traits overshadow our spiritual side. In the animal kingdom, the domination game is constant, but if humans aren't careful, it can dominate them too. Dominating others for personal comfort and gain has led to wars throughout history. The politics of personal and collective life often overpower our sense of justice, leading to individual sufferings and perpetual revenge killings. If everyone could understand our animalistic urge to dominate and become aware of the personal sense of injustice that arises when we attack other groups, we might begin to see where these actions lead. Living a simple mortal life has the potential to create collective peace. A personal sense of justice is not hard to achieve if you follow two spiritual rules. First, do not do to others what you would not want done to you. And second, walk a mile in another person's shoes to understand their perspective. When politics infiltrates a spiritual system like religion, we find excuses to dominate the conquered. From looting to degrading and committing spiritual crimes in the name of religion, these actions contradict the teachings of spirituality. Just look at history and present-day conflicts for proof. This pattern has been consistent, and I hope it doesn't continue into the future. If we recognize our belonging to chosen groups and politics continues to guide our actions, we will perpetuate the same behaviors. However, if we emerge as responsible individuals, evolving into a single humanity, we can shed our animalistic behaviors. The difference between other animals and humans boils down to inhibitions. When we let our animal side take over, whether through substances or emotions, we let the animal dominate our actions, preventing spiritual evolution. The politics of our sense of belonging to groups has damaged religious spirituality. It's time to separate politics from our sense of belonging and appreciate the true essence of religion, spirituality, which directly connects the individual to God and humanity. If spirituality takes precedence, humanity can unite as a whole. Otherwise, politics will keep us divided. If we treat each other as working hands of God, we can join together despite our differences. If religions remove the politics of belonging to one group, spirituality will flourish. Otherwise, religions will lose credibility. Today, many nations and religions teach that they are superior to others, fostering prejudice and ignorance, leading to injustice in the name of group loyalty. Humanity, equal human rights, and equal justice for all are more important than any religious rule, tradition, or ritual because of spirituality. Crossing these lines and respecting the individual as God's working hand will lead to true spirituality. Otherwise, politics will continue to drive us as it has for thousands of years. If we don't change, we face a future filled with weapons of mass destruction. Religious passion can be deadly for humanity and God's existence. To be spiritual rather than politically religious is essential. In spirituality, there is no room for injustice. A group cannot violate even one individual's human rights. Religion's spiritual side has been compromised to establish a successful political system. If we want true justice, spirituality should be the foundation of all justice systems. Religions or any group-based systems cannot function as governing systems. The best way to address this is to keep religion spiritual and free from political governance. In a good justice system, the weakest can win against the strongest, embodying spirituality-related justice. In relationships, politics of domination leads to problems because we no longer live in caves where security was different. Today, we rely on a big brother system for security, but it often fails the individual. Politics has always favored the mass over the individual, resulting in injustice for individuals. Since the individual is the essence of humanity, they should be respected and given justice. No one, not even governing powers or religions, should be above the law. Being mortal makes it crucial for us to take responsibility for our happiness. Reliance on Big Brother has not brought the justice, happiness, and contentment we seek. Increased guns, wars, and related problems like death, depression, and anxiety are more common now than in the past. Unfulfilled expectations lead to personal weaknesses and a lack of belief in personal value. As individuals, we work with, not for, God or our groups as reciprocating authorities. This places us on equal footing as subcontractors, not servants. If you carry your load honestly, whether as a partner, family member, community member, or reciprocating to God, you will have less stress and more self-respect and self-esteem. Being comfortable in your skin is closely related to your personal input and sense of justice. If you receive free oxygen and have good health, your Thanksgiving should be more than once a year. Your ability to live is not in your control, nor in your family's, communities, nations, or religion's control. It is directly connected to the source, or God. Living on Earth, in a chaotic yet organized space, is complex. You have a say, but only after all the complexities align for you personally. If you think you are functioning solely on your own will, just look around and see how vulnerable a mortal being is. When you believe everything happening in your life is your doing, you miss the importance of personal justice. Educating yourself to avoid situations causing anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues is crucial. It takes away the importance of individual happiness in a mortal life, making us puppets and slaves to our groups because we feel weak, fragile, and insignificant. We are mortal, so this temporary life should be lived fearlessly, collecting every happy moment. If you must sacrifice your happiness, it should be scrutinized with your personal sense of justice. I am not preaching selfishness. I am stating that mortality requires spirituality more than political religions. No one should shirk personal responsibilities and hide behind the politics of their group. If individuals do not question their groups, the groups become too strong to be questioned. The story of individual weakness and unfulfilled life begins if you don't take charge of your life. Do you have a say? Ask yourself this question, and the answer will point to your God-given free will. Two things are common to all human beings, regardless of differences: oxygen and free will. Do you appreciate them? If not, do you believe you are the human being God meant for you to be? Since you are not programmed to be a weak puppet or slave to your groups or even to God, how can you let it happen?